All right, everybody, it's time for another episode of DWMOD. You know that's Disagree With Me or Don't. It's March Madness. It's tourney time. We're ready to go. Andy St. Clair is in the house, and Louis is going to be on the ball today. Let's go, buddy. Yes, now.
Touchdown.
Ready? College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. Hook.
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. Yes, man, lot to get to. We're going to be doing it. Louis, let's bring Andy in. Let's get him moving here. Andy St. Clair is in the house. And
what's up?
What's going on, brother? I've got to tell you, in Louis' defense, he's working hard, he's getting better. He worked his ass off on that Special Edition Oscars episode that we did. We just found out, we didn't even know. It got pulled down like the day we posted it for some kind of copyright stuff. So he's fixing that up, but that was a long ass day. Well done on that one, Louis. Good job there. So we'll have that back up soon, but he's going to be on the ball today. So we'll give him his props when they're due.
Yeah, it was good. He's getting better. Maybe he's getting better.
He's working hard. All right. Hey, it is tourney time, right? You guys get your brackets in. ESPN Tournament Challenge, The Enemy. Go over there, get on there. It's DWMOD Pod. Just search it, join it, get your brackets in. We got all kind of prizes that are going to be flying your way from a guy you might recognize. This guy
at a casino in 1974. Burt Rivers' life was about to change forever.
Did my pina colada make it?
Back from the deep freeze, Burt Rivers discovered another way to game.
What? Are you playing slots on a squashed hockey puck?
It's the Bet Rivers Online Casino.
Right on.
Bet Rivers Online Casino. That's Big Burt. He's a big friend of the show, and he's telling you guys what you can win right here.
Oh, hey. Yeah, it's me. I'm wearing this Barry Sanders jersey. No big deal. It's just the greatest running back of all time, college and pro. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I got it for free, actually, for winning the DWMOD Fantasy Football League. So that's why I'm here to casually tell you guys to join the DWMOD Bracket Racket for March Madness. You can come away with some awesome gear that comes to you on time, right away, and you look sharp.
That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Get your brackets in, win some prizes. We're handing stuff out. Look, I'm rocking my Fab Five Jalen Rose throwback here, man. We got sweet stuff. We'll hand it all out. What we're not giving away is what Elon Musk is giving away, a trip to Mars. Did you see that, Andy?
No, he's giving away a trip to Mars.
You fill out your bracket and he's giving away some kind of prize on Twitter for whoever wins. But if you fill out a perfect bracket or some shit, you're gonna get to go to Mars when he goes.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
Whatever. This dude is he's a giant goofball, man.
Yeah, impossible.
He's goofy. All right, man. Well, let's jump into some quick hits this week and get them going. As always, brought to you by your man, Gordon Butterfield. And we got a lot of requests to see this one again. So here you go, guys. Enjoy it. What just happened? Brought to you by the Sports Authority. At the Sports Authority, you can gear up to look just like a pro. From little tacks to full-grown adults. But they can't help you play like one if you're not any good. So don't suck. That's the Sports Authority, a Chapter 11 company. Parkour is a fast-growing sport among young teens, and young Jeff Cole will show you how it's... Oh, look out! Special delivery. TKO Box 123. Tammy Farmer. Classic springboard. Facial. Tries to keep her feet. Bang! That'll knock a few points off of the old SAT. Oh my, into the Sandman, that's a headbanger there. Bang! Knocked the shoes right off. What just happened? Wrong day to be wearing two different colored socks. I tell you, she took more shit for that probably than hitting her face off that wall.
I can't watch that one again. I need Gordon to change it off. It's so brutal.
It is brutal, man. It is brutal. Andy is live on set, guys, and he's jumping in, working hard just to come in here and get the show done for you. So appreciate it. Let's roll it with some quick hits. All right, hey, big congratulations to my man, Domata Pecco. You see him right here. That's the guy. I coached alongside him out of Calbas. Got a chance to coach both of his boys in high school. That guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. He is now the defensive line coach for Deion Sanders alongside Warren Sapp with the Colorado Buffaloes. So I can only imagine. I think his son's a senior this year, one of the top recruited defensive linemen in the country, probably heading to Colorado. So, big ups to them. How are they not going to have the best defensive line in the country?
I mean, their defense was better this year, but it's still not that good.
Yeah. With those two guys, they're going to be creating some pressure this year.
Yeah.
If you're not learning from those two guys, man, geez, Pete's, man, what's Deion doing? Got to get some defensive guys in there.
Got to. He's got to, and a quarterback.
Yeah, well, he does need a quarterback now, no doubt about that. But hey, big congratulations, moving from the Cowboys over to the Colorado Buffaloes. Hey, go get it, Buffs, man. That's where everybody's getting it done. Now, Andy, I do not know if you saw this video of Suzuki from the Cubs taking batting practice with a samurai sword. With a samurai sword. I got a copy of it. This is interesting, man. I thought this was cool. Right through like butter. There we go. Here, look at that. Now we get a little close up of what the inside of the ball looked like there. Yeah, man, that's a crazy video, dude. I'd never seen anything like that before. That was crazy.
That was cool. I like that thing. It looked like kind of like, oh no, cough. It looked a little like it made me think of the game Fruit Ninja. That's what that was the first thought that went through my mind. I was like, oh, it's kind of like Fruit Ninja.
Yeah, right. Fruit Ninja, man. I don't know what made him think about doing that, man, but that was pretty damn sweet, man. I want to do that so bad. We need to get a video one weekend. Maybe we'll get some samurai swords out in Vegas or something.
Yeah, that'll be a good idea.
Yeah. I think that'd probably be a terrible idea.
Yeah. Drink samurai.
All right, I don't know if you saw this video. I'm not going to play it because it's very anticlimactic, but the Pittsburgh Pirates manager called Paul Skeens into the office to let him know he's going to be the opening day starter. He's going to be named the opening day starter for the Pirates. And Skeens sat there like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck? Did you sign somebody else? Who the fuck else is going to be?
Right. Like, duh. Yeah, no kidding. Duh.
Yeah, what are these guys doing where they're just this social media content creators for the teams or whatever? Like, you thought that was a good idea?
Right. Yeah, I know I'm going to be, man. Don't worry. I'm cool.
Maybe that's a moment for some rookie from the Miami Marlins or some shit, but like Paul Skeens, one of the best pitchers of the game, he kind of just sat there and was like, oh, all right, man. Wow, let's get it.
Cool.
It was about the stupidest thing that I had ever seen in my life, man. So Pittsburgh Pirates, listen, this is in quick hits because we don't care, but knock that shit off. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, hey, just a quick rundown through quick hits, just some fun stuff for you guys there that week because we got to get to the March Madness stuff that's going to eat up the major chunk of our time today. I'll tell you that much. Guys, real quick, let me give you a pitch. Coming out tomorrow, it's going to be episode 2 of Better Be Good on Cutting Loose with the Havana Cuban Cafe, the sandwich shop. You got to be checking that video out. We played you the promo before. Get over there and check that thing out, and let's jump into some Knock It Off.
All right, everyone, time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay, we saw Major League Baseball. They did kick off this week. Dodgers, Cubs in Japan, opening day. Great for those two teams to be out there. A lot of Japanese representation on those teams. That thing sold out, went crazy over there. Dodgers won the first 2 games in a row. Going well. Good for them. I don't know if you saw the New Era hat scandal that was
I saw it. Oh, I saw it.
My God. If you guys hadn't seen this is the new design that they dropped, because they got to drop a new design every week. You know what I mean? So here's the new design they dropped. Now, take a look at these things. These are ugly as hell to begin with. Who came up with superimposing a team's logo over the team's name? smack in the middle. Look, I mean, these hats just look terrible. They look terrible. Let's take a closer look at how bad. Like, look at this Rockies hat. Who's
Right.
buying that? Who's wearing
Terrible.
that?
Yeah, I hate
Terrible.
the Kansas City one's horrible too. I hate it.
They're terrible. They're all terrible. And now some of them are really, really bad and don't make sense. Like this one here, it says Chicago. The C is in place of the C. Why
Right.
not just put the Cubs C in the middle of that? Why are you putting them over each other?
Sure.
That just seems stupid and dumb. Now, here's a hat that no one in Boston would be caught dead wearing. A Boston Red Sox hat that says Boone. After he hit that home run in game 7, it wasn't extra innings or whatever. Like
Right.
they hate Boone. It's Bucky fucking Dent and Boone up there, isn't it? I mean,
Right? No, I think that's right. That's the Rangers one's pretty bad too.
yeah.
Take
Oh,
that.
well, that's yeah. So here we go. Then they started getting a little risque.
Yeah, there you
This
go.
hat
it easy.
literally says titties in Spanish.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the Spanish
great.
word for titties.
Yeah.
Titas.
Titas.
It's just I've seen it. You guys have seen the TikToks. These guys are running away with it. Some of these Hispanic TikTokers, man, they got their good Spanish language TikToks going, but they're ripping that Titas hat. It's hilarious. But then you look close at some of the other ones, and they're just as bad. Like this Angels one.
Yeah,
The
anals.
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 How did any of this get past the people at New Era? Like, and I'm going to get to that in a second, but that one's terrible. And then look at the Astros one. The ass hose.
Yeah,
This is the ass hose.
so bad. It's so bad.
You would think it'd be one or two bad ones. There's a lot. And then this one took the cake. This is the ass hat.
It's terrible.
What? Like, now I did watch, I'll tell you this, Andy. I did watch an interview with a guy from New Era, and he was like, this is a 1 in a gazilla trillion that any of these slip through the cracks. Like the process by which these hats get approved is like, because this guy used to work in a front office, and that's why he now works at New Era. And he was like, there is a guy in a front office at the teams. The designs go to him. He gets it cleared through 5 different guys in his department with the team. It goes back to New Era. They sign off on it, send it back to him for final approval. Same process. He's like, these things get scoured so hard. And he was like, when I was in the front office, I had a Cuban gentleman as my assistant because I made him look over everything to see if there's something I'm missing in Spanish that might be on the hats, like titas. You know?
Yeah.
He said I just can't comprehend how this got through the cracks. Do you think they did it intentionally?
No, I don't. I just think it's like I wish they would do it intentionally. It just feels like they did it with nobody's double checking the work. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, right. Downsizing and letting AI create hats or something like that. I don't know.
It's bad. It's really bad. I don't want to see. I don't know. I don't want anyone to buy these hats.
No, and the designs are horrible. There's not one that even looks good, let alone the ass hose on them and stuff like that. I think this is literally like a page out of the movie Elf. You know, when he's sitting at the desk and he's like, you want me to take a $30,000 bath because there's a missing page about a puppy in the books? No, ship them. You know what I mean? They printed them and they needed to get it. New Era, such a classy. I love New Era. Knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
This is going to be one for you that you're going to love, Andy. I'm sure you probably heard this story. South Alabama gets invited to the NIT.
Right.
They get the call. The athletic director tells the coach. Coach tells the team, tells the players, this is it. We're going to the NIT. Later that night, at like midnight, he gets a call back to tell him that UC Riverside, who was in the CBI tournament or something, because they didn't think they were going to make another tournament. It turns out they got out of their agreement for the CBI and called the NIT back and said, no, we're in. We want to be in. So they called South Alabama back and told them, sorry, guys, we're taking a different broad to the dance.
Yeah. Yeah. NIT, just let South Alabama in. What are we saying?
What are you like? Nobody's watching this shit anyway.
Oh, who cares? Who cares?
Right.
Ultimately.
That's what you're telling UC Riverside. Sorry, man, you passed.
Yeah.
I already gave my ticket to somebody else.
Right. It's not my fault. It's your fault. Sorry.
Yeah. This was so bad. Knock it off, NIT. Just cancel the NIT.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, man. This is it now. It is time to get to what everybody wanted to get to. We moved quickly through that stuff just to keep you guys moving on them. We know you guys you love those segments. The hats were great. We had to see some of it, but it is time for a special edition of Some All Right Bet.
Wanna bet?
Cash money.
It's time for another episode of All Right Bet.
Wanna bet?
No! God, please, no! No!
Tease it. Tease it.
Wanna chicken dinner.
I'd buy that for $1.
We had to give you the Louis special. You guys hadn't heard that in a while. We
Yeah.
had to go back to it, Andy.
Still don't like that tease it part. That's the part I don't like.
And it started growing on you now at the end of the All Right Bet.
Tease it. I was like, tease it. You never want to tease college basketball. That's my also. I'm not teasing college basketball. Just go for it.
No, not unless you're trying to get like 5 teams in on something.
Right.
Maybe tease a couple of them. But yeah, if you're doing a 2-team or something, we're not going to tease that. But you guys know the drill. All Right Bet is brought to you by the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast. That's Old English 800. Tournament starting in less than 24 hours here, Andy. And we're going to be enjoying the games with some of these.
Brass monkey, that monkey, brass monkey chunky.
That's right, man. We're going to get a little Old English and get a splash of orange juice because the games are coming on early tomorrow, even earlier for you out on the West Coast. Let's have a quick little recap of what we handed you guys last time with the conference tournaments, right? And Andy, we handed out a ton of good advice, man. I mean, like a ton of really good bets we handed out. Now, we told you Duke was going to win the ACC. They did. We told you Houston was going to win the Big 12. They did. Boom. Both of those are in. Now, on the Big 10 tournament, I told you, hey, I'm taking a flyer on Michigan at plus 700. That was a good little bet. Boom. That came in. I was also on Wisconsin. So, and that was coming from you. You were saying, I love Wisconsin heading into the tourney. Took a little flyer on them. Had both teams in the championship game for the Big 10. And we also were one of our big bets we handed you guys out last week was take Florida to win the SEC. Pass on Auburn. But we're not doing Pearl in the postseason. Skip it. Florida comes in, they win. That's a lot of winners we handed out.
Yeah, we missed a few. I thought UCLA, but then UCLA got kind of handed to by Wisconsin. I by the end of that Big 10, I was like, I think I texted you. I can't keep in this Big 10 right now. I'm a mess.
Yeah, the Big 10 is tough, man, and it's tough. They get better to bet on in the tournament because it's all about matchups. And the problem with betting Big 10 during the regular season is every conference is kind of the same, right? Like the SEC, all the teams that are really good are the same. They're going to try to run. They're going to score. And maybe like Florida plays defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so it's, who you're getting every single week. Yeah. Same in the Big 12. You get a lot more physical teams all playing defense, same style of basketball. And the Big 10, it's just one of those conferences where all the teams play their own style. So it's a mismatch every week. You got runners, gunners, you got defensive teams, you got gritty teams. You don't know what you're going to get.
No, it's going to be a fun tournament. This tournament is, the four number 1 seeds are just so good. They're like incredibly good. I think they would be, 4 of the top 6 teams of the last 20 years. So
yeah,
it's going to be hard not to take the favorites.
It is. This is really one of those tournaments where it easily could be 4 number 1s. 4 number 1s.
For sure.
Now, real quick before we get into throwing some first round upsets and things like that, you're probably aware of. Where are you at on picking a winner? You know what I mean? Like to win the whole damn thing, odds wise. Now I've got some odds in front of me right here. I don't know if you got some in front of you, but Duke is plus 275. I mean, it's not a bad bet, but Florida's plus 300, probably hottest team in the country.
Yeah, I like those 2 teams. Houston at 6 to 1, I think, something like that. Auburn's what 4 or 5 to 1, almost 5 to 1.
Yeah,
all good bets, but there's 2 outside of that I would look at for me.
Okay,
one, I hate the coach; he never wins in March, but I like the path, and he'd really have to blow it. And that's Rick Barnes in Tennessee.
I agree.
The other
2,200.
Yeah, the other is Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State.
Not because I think Michigan State's any good. In fact, I don't think any Big 10 teams will make the Final Four. But if I could bet that, I would. By the way, whatever. But Michigan State's road is, to me, very easy. All they got to do is get past Auburn, ultimately, if Auburn gets there.
Yeah.
And so it leaves it. It's a nice little run for them.
Yeah, they just got to be like they're going to run it. It seems like Marquette, Ole Miss. These are all
Right.
beatable teams.
Yeah.
And maybe if Michigan takes care of Auburn for them, you're looking at Michigan State in the Elite Eight, and they pounded Michigan's ass twice in a row already. So
Yeah.
it's a bad matchup for Michigan. State's just too physical, plays better defense. But yeah, I agree with you on the Auburn pick there. Bama, you take a long shot at Bama at 1,800. Michigan State's 1,800. I love that Tennessee, though. I got that one marked myself. Tennessee at plus 2,200, guys. I'm going to give you two bets that you and I are going to probably put $5 on. Because what the heck? Michigan and Missouri, both plus 7,500. And hear me out. Hear me out. To win the whole thing, maybe not. Maybe we just bet them to make the Final Four, and I've got some odds here on that. But if you look at these two brackets, Michigan is in the same boat that you just said Michigan State's in. Just got to get past Auburn, and maybe they get lucky and Ole Miss knocks off Sparty or something. It's not crazy for Michigan to be in the Final Four in their bracket. They're not going up against Houston or Duke or, you know what I mean?
Right.
At Missouri, they'll have to get past Florida, which is a tall order. But coming through their bracket, I mean, they got to beat Drake, and then they're going to have to beat Texas Tech, and then it's going to be St. John's, who's extremely beatable. I've got them in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is Missouri's never been to a Final Four. I don't think this is a team that goes to the Final Four. I don't think they get by Texas Tech. A lot of people think they're going to lose to Drake. I think they'll beat Drake, but I think if I'm taking a long shot in that region, and not even long, I'm taking St. John's.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got them over Florida. Everybody loves Florida, and I like Florida. It's just I'm just going to zig here a little bit and take St. John's to win that region.
They could give anybody problems. They're the best defensive team in the country. They're tough as nails. They just don't score. And for a team like Florida, if they get up 10 on them, it'd be a tough task.
You know what I mean? No doubt. But I'm betting on that defense. That's what I'm betting.
So
on.
you're taking St. John's to the Final Four.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me see.
Just to be different, I like Florida a lot, but I don't know. Let's take St. John's.
All right, in that West region, odds for teams just to make the Final Four. Florida's minus 125, so not a good bet for me. I'm probably not going to jump on that.
No.
St. John's is plus 500. Texas Tech plus 500.
One of those two teams. Just give me somebody. I like both those teams.
All right, Mizzou plus 2,000.
Nope.
Not going to jump on it.
Nope.
Not going to jump on it, man. All right, well, the South we already covered too. Auburn's plus 105, even money, and a decent shot at getting to the Final Four if you want to put a big chunk on it. But if you want some value here, Michigan State's plus 375.
Yeah.
Like that bet. You already said you like Michigan State in the Final Four.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay, and Michigan's plus 1,800. I'm probably going to throw a few bucks on Michigan.
Sure.
It's Michigan State, and Auburn in that bracket. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Who's Michigan, I'm worried about Michigan winning the first game.
UC San Diego?
Okay. Yeah. Michigan is a 2.5-point favorite. I think you probably take Michigan, but the spread tells me everyone's worried. Everyone's worried.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. UC San Diego, tough team. I think they got a lot of seniors. Team's been together for a while. They play well. Good team basketball. It reeks of a 12-5 upset, but not the one that I'll be going for. I'll throw you the 12-5s right now for you guys filling out your brackets, okay? Andy already said UC San Diego, good bet. Maybe take them over Michigan. Okay, the other one you got, Colorado State and Memphis. I don't see that happening. Memphis probably going to take that one. What do you think?
I like Memphis.
Yeah, I like
Memphis is a dog. Give me Memphis.
Yeah, I like Memphis. McNeese State and Clemson, no chance. Clemson's going to run away with that thing.
I agree. I like Clemson. You just cover the 7.5. Give me Clemson.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the 12-5 I'm taking. I'm going to take Liberty over Oregon. I think Oregon's a little overrated. And this Liberty team is tough. They're a real tough, gritty team, the kind of team that gives Oregon trouble. And I've watched them play a couple games in their tournament. Just like this team, I think they're going to make a little run. I'm going to take them to the Sweet 16. They're going to be my team. I'm going to roll with.
I like Oregon there. I just like the coach. Like he'll get it. Dan Altman gets it done in these sort of spots. Like he won't get caught. I think the other one I'm looking at is Yale at 12-5 for me.
Yale, Texas A&M, 13-4. Yep.
Texas at 13-4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Michigan's up 12-5. So
I'm with you. I'm on Yale too.
I
Yes.
like Yale and I like High Point. Those are the two. I like High Point versus Purdue.
Okay.
High Point plays really fast. Purdue doesn't. High Point has a lot of guards. Like High Point. Give me the 8.5. Well, let's just see if they can do it. Also, Matt Painter tends to lose these games. Now, last year he went to the finals, but if you take that year out of it, he loses early. So it feels like a loss early to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got him losing to Clemson in the very next round.
For sure. And especially in your bracket, especially if you're taking Clemson already, just take High Point. Just for, you already got them losing anyway.
There you go. That's a good tip for you guys for your brackets, man. If you're going to go ahead and take Clemson to beat Purdue anyway, then jump on High Point down there. Why not? Why not do that?
Why not?
I don't know. I think there's another 11-6 everybody kind of loves on internet talk is Drake beating Missouri. I think no way. I'm going to be putting some cash down on Missouri to win that game. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm with you. Missouri's just too athletic. Like that's the problem. They're too athletic for Drake. But if Drake can slow it down, the problem is Missouri wants to push the pace. Drake wants to slow it. If Missouri gets to push the pace, they're not going to hang.
Yeah, exactly. Not at all. I'm not buying into that one. It's not going to happen for me. I'll give you an 11-6 that I really do like, though, guys. Give me VCU to beat BYU.
Yeah, I like BYU, but I like BYU to maybe even upset Wisconsin. So I just something about BYU I'm kind of hanging in with. So that's very popular. I like both the play-in teams. I don't care who wins tonight. They will beat Illinois. I like North Carolina over Ole Miss.
I'm with you. I think it's probably going to be Texas. I think they'll outlast Xavier. They really got strong at the end of the year. They had a really good showing in the Big 12 championship.
I got to tell you,
SEC.
I'm on Xavier tonight because I like the coach. I tend to bet on the coach. Okay. And I like that Xavier coach. He used to coach Arizona, like Sean Miller. I just think he's better than that Texas coach. I think the team itself is better. So I like Xavier in the 2.5, 3, whatever it is. Give me Xavier.
Okay. All right. Going to be on Xavier tonight. That's a good bet. Oh, man, I had both teams last night, and I swear to God, it was one of those ones where I clicked the wrong team. I did not want San Diego State. I wanted North Carolina. And then when I look back at my bet, like, oh, that came in. I had picked San Diego State. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. Hey, there's by the way, I think it was Barstool Gambling. It put out the under in the 6-11 game is something like 26-9. And since like 2014, the under in the 6-11 game.
Okay. That's a good little tip. 26-9. That's a good. Okay. So be on those 6-11 unders.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's a great tip. That's a great tip. Who you like in the East for the Final Four for you? You're going to take the Dukies. They just unbeatable.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's just such a good team. Like, who's their 8 game? Who's the 8-9? Is that old Mississippi State? Baylor?
Mississippi State, Baylor.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here. And then they're going to run into either Liberty, Arizona, or Oregon. Nope.
No. Arizona may give them a little problem, but I like Duke. And then they got Alabama at 2. Yeah. Like, Alabama can't stop anybody. They can score hundreds of points. They give up hundreds of points. So, Wisconsin, if it's Wisconsin who gets into a 3-point shootout.
If it's Wisconsin,
and maybe
Bama's going to be in trouble.
I like that Wisconsin BYU winner to kind of get into Alabama. I like Wisconsin because Wisconsin plays the style Bama wants to play, and that would be a really fun game. So I kind of hope to see Wisconsin, Alabama, but we'll see.
Yeah, and they will play a little bit more tenacious defense than Bama's going to be used to seeing in the SEC. That would be a fun-ass game to see. I'm with you. I'm rolling Duke in the East there, and then like any kind of value for you guys there for Final Four in the East. Duke is -130, so nothing there. Bama's +400, Zona +900. I'm not touching this.
Maybe Wisconsin, Alabama, maybe, but that is nothing I love there.
No, I'm not touching any one of those. I'm not even getting mixed up in any of that. So right now you're rolling Duke, Michigan State, and St. John's. Let's jump into the Midwest. This is the Houston bracket. Who's your Final Four team in this bracket? I think you're going Tennessee, yeah?
I'm going Houston.
Okay.
I'm going Houston. I like Tennessee. If I put Tennessee in, I'm putting Florida in. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think there's going to be 1-1 and 3 2s. I think there's at least 2 1s go probably 3, right? Ultimately, but just to change it up, I'll go Sparty, St. John's, Duke, Houston, and then
Okay.
that's to me the Final Four. For this one, I'm going to get.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am definitely going to be putting some money on Tennessee as a long shot to win it all. I'm going to have Tennessee on their odds. Their odds here in the Midwest to get to the Final Four. Houston's plus 130. That's a pretty good bet. Tennessee plus 350. I'm going to put something on Tennessee to get to the Final Four and to win it all, just because you pointed out the good path, not the right coach, but good path for a really good defensive team that can score. Here's where I'm going to jump on some shit. I'm jumping on Clemson at plus 1200 in this bracket. This is going to be my one on my brackets. You're trying to win a bracket, you got to have a long shot Final Four team. Mine's going to be Clemson. I'm going to take Clemson. I don't see anyone coming out of Florida. That bracket's going to be run by Florida. Duke is going to be run by Duke, and I don't know, the Michigan State Auburn bracket, maybe Michigan State or Auburn. Anyway, I think this is the bracket where you're going to have a 5 seed maybe slip through. Clemson, good team, man. People don't know.
Yeah, they're good. You know, like they got beat by Louisville. Like I just think Houston would beat Louisville. Louisville just beat Clemson. So by a rule of that, I'm like Houston's tougher than Clemson to me. So
sure. Oh, it'll take a monumental upset. Houston is. I'm going to have some money probably on Houston to win it all and Tennessee to win it all. But bracket racket, man, you're trying to get out in front of some other people, not have the same thing.
Yeah.
I got Clemson in the Final Four. So my Final Four: Duke, Clemson, Auburn, Florida. Andy, you're rolling Michigan State, St. John's, Houston, and Duke. Who you got in the final? Who you got winning?
I'm going to go St. John's versus Duke, and I'll take Duke.
Okay, Duke to win it all. I'm going Florida against Duke, and I'm going to take Florida to win it all. Now you guys are aware of what we picked in the bracket, but we're running a damn thing, so I guess it's only fair. But get your brackets in, guys. If you don't know how to do it, my God, it's so simple. Here's the instructions right there. Just go on to ESPN's Tournament Challenge and search DWMOD Pod. It comes right up. We have our own group. We have our own group on there, guys. Jump in that thing, get going. Any last thoughts, upsets, things that you think people need to be paying attention to? Good nuggets for the tournament.
I kind of feel like this tournament might be a little chalky because I think that there's a lot of good teams. So if you're looking for like teams that are going to cover or upsets, I think I'm hunting around the 5, 6, 5, 12, 6, 11, 7, 10 mark. Like, give me Utah State over UCLA. Give me Yale to cover. Give me, McNeese State, and probably not against Clemson, but Drake over Missouri. That's where I'm hunting. I truly believe this is like if you were just doing a money line bet of the top 4 seeds after the first round, I think they're going to go like 15-1, 16-0. I think the top 4 seeds are going to get through this year. So like maybe one team loses. I'm saying it's Purdue, but at the end of round 1, the top 4 seeds are going to be, in my opinion, 15-1, 16-0. So be careful thinking it's just going to be underdog city.
No,
I think if you're looking for like 8, 9, you really want to gamble. That's Louisville's the first game. They're in Lexington. It's kind of a home game. I like the money line on that one. Louisville's like a 2-point favorite over Creighton, I think. Like, give me just just do the Louisville money line. Just do that.
Yeah, just take the Louisville money line. Yeah, I hear you on that. Yale is a problem. I'm on Yale too. They are big. They are long. They will slow you down. They will hit shots. They will play defense. Yale is a matchup nightmare for a lot of teams. I'll tell you that. I love Yale. I love Yale in the first round. I'm going to give you one. I don't have the balls to take it on my bracket here, but they're just too streaky. But if they get streaky the right way, Arkansas can knock off Kansas in the first round. And if they play how they have been shown in streaks to play this year, they could knock off St. John's in the second round.
Yeah.
That's a team it would take a lot of luck, but I'm saying they're a team that they could do it.
The good thing about St. John's in that side of the bracket, in my opinion, is that Kansas and Arkansas can't shoot. Right? They can't shoot. So their strength, it also matches with St. John's strength, right? Like St. John's just better defensively. So if St. John's runs into a team that can shoot, and like that's where the problem I think comes.
They're going to get in trouble. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Arkansas, like they're not that great, and then they have those games where they just score with that defense, and you're like, where is this flood of scoring coming from?
Right.
I don't
And
know.
Calipari and Patino don't like each other, so that's fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would love to see that matchup. I would love to see that matchup. But I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm filling out the bracket this year. We've been really dialed in on college basketball, especially the last couple of weeks, guys. And this is not going to be like years past. I agree with you, Andy. I think the top 4 seeds, maybe even 5 seeds in each bracket are going to roll. There's not going to be a lot of upsets.
Not the tough, like Michigan, I think has a horribly hard game, but they're spread, like I said earlier, there's like 2.5. Like I'm taking Michigan in that, but Texas A&M's going to have a hard game, as we know. Like that little bracket, that to me is interesting. The Michigan Texas A&M, that's the one. That little bracket side where we could see the double digits advance. But we'll see. I kind of like Michigan though now.
Yeah, I like them. If they get past them, then they got another tough one. They could run into that Yale team we just talked about, and then they got to play Auburn. They're going to have a tough road. They are going to have a tough road, man. Which I don't understand. I mean, I guess they finished 5th or 6th in the Big Ten, so the tournament doesn't mean anything for seeding. You got a 5th seed. You got a 5th seed, man. They had a bad stretch there, like around December. Maybe it was.
I mean, that's also the other thing about this tournament. Like, I think the top 4 or 5 seeds are pretty good, except maybe Purdue. Right, I just think it's a good job seeding. The back half of the seeding is a mess, in my opinion. Like Gonzaga's an 8, and they're pretty good, right?
They're
That's
real
a good
good
team. Like that's a scary game for the 1 seed. I don't remember who they'd be playing off the top of my head, but
it'll be Houston.
Houston. That's a terrifying game for whoever that is. Louisville's an 8. That's horrible, especially Louisville Auburn play in Lexington, and it's a road game. It's just a straight up road game for the number 1 overall seed, which is kind of bad. It's just a horrible job.
Really bad. That's really bad. How are you going to do that?
It's a road game. They're on a road game. The number 1 team in their bracket is a road game.
Yeah,
round 2.
That's right tough. In Louisville's backyard. I mean, that is brutal, man. That is brutal. St. Mary's another team too. That is like, they're going to play Bama probably in the 2nd round. That's trouble for Bama. That is trouble for Bama, man. St. Mary's is legit. They beat Gonzaga twice this year. Gonzaga got them in the championship game.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Vandy, and I'm going to take Utah State to beat those 10-7s. Give me those 10s. If you're looking for some money line round robin 10s, like give me the 10s. Bet on the 10s.
Yeah, Utah State over UCLA. UCLA struggling down the stretch here, man.
Yeah,
I don't see like they got knocked out of that Big Ten tournament, and I don't know. They look like they're struggling. How the hell's Illinois a 6th seed?
And they're gonna have to play Xavier, Texas. I like both. Whoever wins, it doesn't even matter. I like whoever wins.
Yeah, sorry, Kenny. Sorry, Kenny Smallhorn. Illinois out.
Yeah,
Illinois out. Well, I'll tell you what, man. There's some good odds there. We handed you guys some good stuff. I'll be making some bets on the winners, the championship game. Like I said, I'm going to take some shots on long shots like Tennessee and things like that. I want to get paid. I might put just a $10 on Duke and $10 on Florida, and then that way you're covering your ass and you're winning.
That's what I would do. I would take take a volunteer, take a Sparty, whatever, and then pick 2 of the top 4.
Yeah, Houston, Florida, or Duke, not Auburn. We're off Auburn.
Yeah, 2 of those teams I guarantee will be in there. Probably 3. It could be all 4. So
yeah, I think so too. Does your site let you bet on Sweet 16?
Not yet. No. I mean, like, will they make it to the Sweet 16?
Yeah, like could you take Arkansas to make it to the Sweet 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's not allowing me to do that yet, but they're on some kind of like it's shut down and they're rebuilding it like the day before the tournament right now.
Yeah. But the odds are so not in your favor. Like, will Arkansas make the Sweet 16 plus 212, 210?
Yeah, no thanks.
There's no way. I don't think they're going to make it, and not for plus 210.
No, you better be giving me plus 800-900.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta give me. Yeah, don't be fishing with worms over here. I need to be fishing with something a little better than that.
Right. I mean, maybe, Kansas, you could convince me to get on Kansas to beat St. John's, but that's going to be like, I need it to be like 4 or 5 or 6. I need it to be high.
100%. Man. Well, listen, dude, I know you got a hard out. I know you're on the call sheet. You got to get going here 3:00. You got to put your makeup on and do your things, man.
But next week I'll be ready and we'll go through the Sweet 16. We'll get it going.
Yeah. We'll be rolling through all of that stuff next week and we'll be warming up for opening day. Opening day baseball.
Let's go.
And getting ready for the Masters coming right up around the corner here,
We'll
guys.
have some futures. We'll have some futures.
We'll have some futures. I think we're probably going to have a guest or two on the show. Shh, secrets on that. But that stuff is coming, guys. So, hey, Andy, get going. Do your thing.
Thanks, man.
You guys make
Appreciate
a
it.
bet responsibly, man. And let's do it. We'll see you next time. Ready? College football is now B1G versus SEC. Down. If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money. Ready? All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works.